And then yikes. Okay, so let's do this. I don't like that either. Hey, top of the morning to you, everybody. So we are in, finally, temperatures that we like to frame in. It's overcast and like 60 degrees. And the onshore flow or offshore flow, whatever it is, has moved away the wildfire smoke. So we are getting ready to work on this rake wall, which once I lay out the plate, we'll know how big it is. But it's 23 foot 10, 23 foot 8 to the peak. This will be all LVL, by the way. So that is all PWT 2x6 LVL. And that sweet Sidewinder carriage. Would you agree that the thrill is gone?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, so what we got here is the skeleton of the rake wall. I don't remember how long that is, 40 feet long. But that is a 26-foot plate cut into double top plates, a single piece, all the way up there. And that is going to help us keep a very stiff wall during the lift.
Right-handed on that one.
Are you left-handed or right-handed? Both-handed?
Cool. Whichever one you want. Monday or Friday. Get out of here. It is dense.
All right, dude, I can come my way if that makes it here. There you go, now it's easy for you. We could have done that easier before. Okay, if Kyle nails his, Jordan, then we'll adjust ours. We'll nail it at the top and then we'll come and nail it to one of our lines, and that can be a reference point. Okay, so we are prepped. We just unpacked and restacked some piles to get to the blocking. But there we go. There's the PWT 2x6 LVL Studleys. And as you can see, we matched all of the logos. Look at that, they all match perfectly. And then when you flip around, oh, now they match even more perfectly. We tried really hard to make sure that they were all facing the same direction. But two of us cutting, well, we're just not that good at that kind of stuff. But they are stiff. I mean, look at this thing. Nice and straight. Let's go to the longest ones. Boom shakalaka. Hey, we'll take it. So we got 3 rows of blocking for this. One up at the upper floor walls, one at the top of the lower floor walls, and then one at the bottom. Essentially what we try to do is just minimize scrap. We have to align our panel edge blocking for shear and also fire block. So sometimes there's just a little bit of ciphering. Look at that nailing. That's how you do it, boys and girls. Nice. And you're still single? Ah. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. So I came out here just to kind of whatever. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. So we are going to be lifting this wall first thing Monday, but I have an appointment. So I was just getting the overhangs drawn out and making some notes so I can explain it to the guys. You know, we want to run this gable out so it will return with 16-inch soffits to the Zip R. The not challenging thing, but it's just easier to lay it out, is the garage roof actually starts here and goes up out to a beam that's actually in line with that wall. So it's about 4 feet back over there. So the best way to lay this out is just lay out where this wall goes. You can see we cut a hole, and the reason for that is because this is Zip R, that's 1.5 inches, 1 7/16. I needed to maximize my shear wall. So we cut this out so that when it goes up, it will just cap that nicely. Normally I would try to run it through, but being that it was the full 1.7 inches, I was like, we'll just cut it out. So the way to figure out your rafter is we know our height plus heel stand, hooking the bottom plate, is 122 3/4. That's that wall height plus the rafter heel stand. Then I know my run is 334 1/4 divided by 2. All I got to do is put a nail, calculate the rafter. Wherever that swings and meets this pitch, because this pitch came off of that same point back there, then I can locate it. So it's, as you can see, we got quite a bit of rain, so I just threw one of these PWT LVLs down and traced it. So now this will be where the ridge goes. So this ridge will actually be over the garage, and then there's that section. So it's roughly 28 feet and 24 feet. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to stop our soffit framing well back so the roofer can get their step flash, but then run our trim long and we'll cut that up in the air. So I just made some notes. It's actually not a whole lot of overhang to this, so I'm really hoping I get out here ASAP as possible Monday.
Tell them to call me ASAP as possible.
Because that's only going to take Kyle and Jordan half an hour to build the soffits, including fly rafters and fascia board. So, and then we'll be lifting it. Any guesses on the weight of this wall? Keep in mind that it is 40 feet and it is just shy of 24 feet to the peak. It is all LVL studs, 4x6 blocking, 4x6 blocking, and all of this blocking here is flat LVL that came out of our scraps from our full height. Oh, and one other thing, I mentioned this. So this is the PWT stud, right? And I can order long lengths. 26-foot continuous double top plates, no splits. So this wall is going to be stiff when it goes up. I'm going to look up specifically the PWT, but just generic LVL, it is 2.75 pounds per foot. Doug Fur usually figured 2 pounds per foot. So I'm going to dial it in a little bit more, see if I can't find our cut list, because then it's really easy, because do the math, 2.57. Add up all the lineal footage, multiply it times 2.75 pounds per foot. And then of course I'll look up the sheathing. All right, so we're getting ready to lift the wall. I realized I am quite an idiot, but you already knew that. This wall is 30 feet. And then it's about 25 feet, like 24 foot 8 to the peak. So it is all PWT LVL for studs. We have a couple of columns in there. So anyway, what does that weigh? 4x9 OSB, Zip R6, 4x8, and then 4x8s cut down. So what does it weigh? We calculated it. So we'll see. We'll see. Whoever comes closest gets a gold star. Hey, real quick, because this video is going live and ISOtunes officially has kind of the whole Black Friday, Cyber Monday, month of November sales, now is the time to stock up. You notice that I'm always using the free 2.0 or the Air Defenders. So here is my custom landing page. I did not realize that they were using that sweet picture of me from a few years ago. Anyway, these are the ones that I highly recommend. Our whole family wears the free 2.0. I wear them to the gym, hiking, everywhere. Sometimes if I need to be able to hear, I'll wear the Air Defenders and pop them off when there's no noise, put them back on when there's a lot of noise. Here's the thing I want to just get on my high horse about.
I am about to turn 48 years of age. I started wearing hearing protection when I was about 22. Do you think I have any regrets? Zero. And this is even easier. So protect your hearing. If you like to wear the ones that are paired with your phone that are the same manufacturer as your phone, you might want to check to see if they actually have a noise reduction rating. They probably don't that you can find. These do. So let's get back to the video. Hey, save the 30%.
As far as the overhang detail, since we're on the R6, so double top plates, PWT LVL, Zip R6 is 1-inch foam, 7/16 panel, 2x6 framing, so 4.5-inch nails for this. And then this is LP SmartSide ExpertFinish for the overhang. We run this along, so if you saw the story Saturday, the ridge for the garage is heading that way, which should pretty much align with this. Give yourselves a little extra room. We can cut that off when we're up in the air. And then as far as the nails, those are 4.5-inch nails. Oh, come on. So just rough frame of reference, you know, it's a little bit more than 1.5 inch penetration. Okay, let's pause mid-lift. So we're about, I don't know, maybe 5 feet off the ground at the peak. So at the bottom, we are not strapped. We are just toe-nailed every 4 feet. And our goal is to keep it on the ground because then the forklift will see less weight as the wall goes up. Check out how insanely stiff these top plates are. That is 26 feet. I bet if we strung it, there's like at most 1 inch, probably 3/4 inch deflection. I'm gonna go 2x, so see that? Compared to Doug fir, that is unbelievable. And even the wall itself, Kyle's got it rigged really nicely. So there's what we're looking at on the underside. We don't need to get on ladders to pull the rigging out. It would not be an Awesome Framers video if we didn't show you the wall lift from 3 angles. That's right. Osmo out front, Osmo in the back, and the drone. And of course, we're going to shoot a little bit with the cell phone. This is why we build our garage walls before the rest of the house, is because now that they're over there, we have a wall braced on the right-hand side, you see. And then we're going to just be able to push against that and also the garage wall. That wall is insanely stiff. There is where I made a mistake. Didn't I just get done saying that the whole goal was not to have to pick the wall up off of the floor with the forklift? This is why we rig for it. If I had stayed on the backside, I probably would have seen that it was just a matter of leaning that backside, but I didn't. So we're going to show you this warts and all. Here is a look at this side. We're going to end up bringing the wall over to it. The zip just didn't work out to have an even overhang. Whatever. We'll show you that in the future. Beam pockets. Look, it's August and we still got a little bit of rain. That's why we taped the zip. You don't have to tape, or the X Factor. You don't have to tape the X Factor. It wasn't that heavy of a wall, but we rigged for it anyway. And one more time from the drone. That, by the way, excuse me, bubble in my throat. That is the Cornerstone Industries Sidewinder 2, I believe it is.
CornerstoneIndustries.com out of South Dakota, I believe. We ordered this thing about 5 years ago. I don't know what we did without it. Yeah, see, so standing in the front, I just missed. I had Kyle tilt toward the back just a little bit. We would have had it. He's got his outriggers down. We're nice and close. We have the reach and the capacity, so we are good. This week's video is sponsored by Squarespace. You need a website. I need a website. And that's why I've used Squarespace for the last 5 or 6 years. It's ridiculously easy to set up. Use the AI tools, and man, I think you could set up a website. Basically, the thing that would take you the longest is just entering your own information or uploading pictures, that kind of thing. The website layout is ridiculously easy with all the AI tools. You just click through, and it gives you a bunch of templates. You can customize it. I think it's about time for me to update mine. Anyway, if you need a website, then head on over to squarespace.com/awesomeframers to save 10% off your first domain or website using the code awesomeframers.
Yikes. Okay, so let's do this. I don't like that either. I think it's 8-inch. Got it. Stupid screw underneath the wall. On the bright side, it's only 1 billion pounds.
I'm telling you, it is always something. So we had to lift up the wall. So look at the boom right now. What I should have done was boom out. Like there's a little bit of slack, so the wall wasn't going to fall on us. But what I'm about to do would have been a whole lot easier if I had just boomed him out a little bit. Instead, you can see that as he's booming up, it's kind of pulling the wall slightly back, which means I'm going to fight that at the bottom. Now, it doesn't look like I'm going to fight it. That's only because I edited out a bunch of footage. I was worn out. Yeah, I mean, that's a heavy wall, but we're getting it. We're getting it. Sometimes when it's, it's not windy until we go to lift walls. And that's just the nature of it. I don't care that it's on the line, and you can see that I should have had him lean toward the back too. Nah, whatever. We got it figured out. That's a pro move, by the way. Instead of swinging the sledgehammer, slide the sledgehammer. And then I'm just going to tack the wall down. The thing is, I have bottom plate plus subfloor plus mud sill, so I can't go that deep. So essentially, I'm just tacking it in place so I can go work on the other side. We just need to be able to see the line so that we can get this thing plumb. And I will show you here in just a moment. The screws are the way to do this. If you are not using screws, use them. Ignore all those people that just blast the snot out of their braces. It really gets under my skin. This is the best way to brace. It gives us a lot of peace of mind. Years ago, back in 2012, we had a wall blow off. It just ripped the cleats right out. Even after I had added a bunch extra, not going to wax eloquent about this. I really wish I had footage to show you, but old Kyle was like, absolutely not. Anyway, 26-foot LVL. We're going to use these up, but temporarily for now, we're just going to go ahead and use them for bracing.
Don't you love that sound?
Preset the screw. Use a block, in this case, a chunk of LVL, and just ride that block because we want an angle that's going to allow us to put more screws in it at the bottom. Aim for the joists. It's not enough to hit subfloor. These screws, you're not going to get them to pull out. I don't care what the winds do. Obviously not hurricane, but for winds that, I mean, honestly, if we had huge storms forecast, we wouldn't be building tall walls.
I'm going to see if I can't fly this right through here. If I'm really careful, then I can turn the sensors off. Famous last words. Okay, sensors are off. I'm gonna just fly it right past us, right underneath the brace. This should go over my head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I will catch it.
They say comedy's way harder, Jordan, than drama. Hey, you can't really build a wall this big and expect it to be plumb, can you? Okay, we've got the standoffs there on the Stabila plate level. Standoffs on the, where is it? It's 12 feet up. Oh, that is perfect. Jordan, get your eye out of there. That is perfect. Look at that.
That's what she said.
Okay, well, the lift went great, but unfortunately there was one of these giant screws underneath the wall. So that kind of slowed us down on the bracing side. As you can see behind me, I've already said the dimensions. It's nice and big. That wall was insanely stiff going up though. That was fantastic. So, you know, there's another side to this LVL stud thing. Not that I would necessarily say that everybody should be using LVL studs, but I think there's a strong case to be made for LVL double top plates. And more specifically, not for any kind of longevity of the house or anything, but for stiffness of the rigging and lifting. And if we had a big enough site, a lot of these walls we would build and then sky in, either with a crane or drive them around with the machine. So for the small price increase, I think there's a lot of advantages there. Part of the reason why this wall is stiff is because this LVL column is full height all the way down. And on the other side of that is subfloor treated LVL and concrete. So our point load is traced. And then of course in the concrete down below, in the footing, we had that expanded footing. So anyway, we used to gang those up 4 pieces, but it is nice. I think we calced that out. It was 189 pounds cut to length. So it's not like it's light. I mean, I could still lift it, but I did lift it with Jordan's help. Modesty is the better part of valor. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is the bracing. These are 26 footers that we just elected to brace with LVL, as opposed to the 20 foot. Those can split. These are just insanely strong. Cleat on the ground with SDS timber screws. And I'll show you how that goes. So there's 2 of these down and then 2 into this. And the brace is angled. The reason why we angle that is it's a whole lot better bite. Now, I'm going to be the old guy that is just all of you people that are still nailing braces that are nailing braces. Stop it. First of all, you're doing a terrible job nailing your 3-inch gun nails. I just watched a video this weekend and it just shocked me to see that when you need a brace that rotates and pivots, that like 9 nails goes into it and there's nothing left of it. So you don't need like 1,000 nails and turning that into Swiss cheese. It's better to use fewer fasteners, well placed, and the right fasteners. These are insanely strong in shear and pull out or withdrawal. And when you pull them out, you can reuse them. So anyway, just I don't know what it is about here. I'm gonna get on my high horse. Here we go. There, now I'm on my high horse. What is it about framers on Instagram that every time they nail a brace, it's a 2x4 into a 2x4 and they use 9 nails? You know who you are. Knock it off. Okay. Probably should have wore fall protection up there. Just get over there. We need a sense of scale. Nice. How tall are you guys?
5'10".
Yo, if you're 5'10", then I'm 6'7". Hey, happy hump day, everybody. So we have sad news here at Awesome Framers. We lost a member of the crew.
Just done for.
Done for. Burned up the router finally.
Nah.
Think about something deep.
Deep? Or
That works. All right, everybody. So Kyle Snuppenhorse came all the way out just to see the world's best framers. So, Kyle, how much do you think that wall weighs? Oh, where is he? He wasn't even there.
I was
Okay.
just looking at all the missing nails.
Oh, all the missing nails. Okay, let's start this over again. So on this one, normally we would have stopped the upper wall at the top place. It would be flat. And then the rafters would frame through. This time we went right to the top and mitered the studs and beveled those plates and ran the zip R, beveled that right to the top. Hey Kyle, so on your dating profile, which we can link to.
it's my profile pic.
So ladies, get in touch. 1-900-555 Kyle.
86750.
$3.99 for the first minute, but 99 cents for every minute after that. Most of you don't get that joke.